Well, buddy, how you been? How you doing? I am over here with an angry cat, still processing the news about what's going on over at Warner Brothers. It's a bloodbath. There's a man named David Zaslav, the CEO of HBO, of Discovery, Warner Brothers, whatever the hell, who apparently is just like, we're cutting it all. We're killing all your favorite shows, all your favorite characters, because we spent, what was it, $3 billion on this deal, and the best way for us to get that money back is apparently to turn these shows and movies into tax write-offs. And that's what we're going to talk about. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Now, we talked about this yesterday over on my second channel, Vito 2, the idea that there is a $70 million Batgirl movie that is just, it's done. It's gone. This is like, people don't understand, I think, how unprecedented this is. I don't think you've ever seen a movie with this much money behind it. And some people are saying it's as much as 100 million, but let's say it's 70 million. Even a $70 million movie, it's unprecedented for a studio to go, well, let's just throw it out and make no attempt to make any of their money back on it, to not put it in theaters, to not put it, direct to DVD, put it on streaming, to make some money back. They're saying the movie will never be seen by anyone. That's how bad it potentially is. Although, we're questioning that narrative too. Is it truly a bad movie, or is it an unfinished movie? Is it actually, semi-decent? It's questionable. But as we talked about yesterday, what they're doing, or at least what people, accountants are saying, is they're saying it's going to be a tax write-off. So basically, right now they have a huge hole in their budget sheet, whatever it is. They have a huge debt. They're $3 billion in debt. So they can just write off the entire cost of the movie. I'm not a numbers guy. Somebody else could explain this better to me. But my understanding is that they can basically write off the entire cost of the movie as a loss. And to them, they know that the movie's not going to maybe make its money back. They're saying we spent $70 million on it. Yes, it would be preferable to put it out and have it make $100 million and we make $30 million, but we assume the movie is going to lose money, and in order to write off the entire $70 million, we just can't release it at all. And what some people aren't realizing, if they write it off on their taxes as a loss, that's it. They can never release it again, because then they wouldn't be able to take that tax credit, or they would have to pay it back. That means you're not going to see this movie. If it gets written off, it's not like years later they go, oh, well, we'll put it on streaming, or here's a director's cut. No, it goes away forever. They can't even sell it to anyone else. This is crazy. I feel bad for everybody involved. Let's be clear. Maybe this movie sucks. I have people in my comments going, well, it was going to be woke trash because, it had a black Batwoman, and I think her sidekick was transgender. I don't know. I don't really care. But it still is a kick in the pants to everybody who worked on it. Can you imagine the amount of work and time and the hundreds of people working on this movie, and then nobody sees what you did? It's basically a complete waste of your life. I mean, yes, you got a paycheck, but my God, I can't imagine being Leslie Grace and knowing you spent all this time doing all these cool poses and whatever, and no one will see it. No one will ever know. Now, we have a comment on Instagram from the directors, which is this team of Aldi L. Arby's. That's not it. L. Arby. I like Arby's. I like the beef and cheddar. And Bilal Fallah. And these guys directed, they directed something. I want to say they actually directed Miss Marvel, but that is incorrect. Hold on. LD L. Arby. L. Arby. What did this guy direct? Known for the movies Black. Oh no, he did direct some Miss Marvel, it looks like. So he's doing a little bit of both. Known for Black, Gangsta, Batgirl. Or is he not? Did he not? Why does it have up here Miss Marvel as part of his thing? I'm confused. Regardless, Bad Boys for Life, he was also helped to direct. Okay, there you go, Miss Marvel, 2 episodes. So him and his partner directed 2 episodes of Miss Marvel. That's what I thought. Well, here's their comment. Clearly they're not happy, but I actually find their statement a little interesting. So they go, we are saddened and shocked by the news. We still can't believe it. As directors, it's critical that our work be shown to audiences. And I agree with all this. This is the one line that is confusing to me. And while the film was far from finished, We're going to come back to that. We wish that fans all over the world would have had an opportunity to see and embrace the final films themselves. Maybe one day they will. Inshallah. Our amazing cast and crew did a tremendous job. Worked so hard to bring Batgirl to life. Okay. And thank you to everybody who was in it. Michael Keaton. That's an interesting thing we might talk about. J.K. Simmons. Brendan Fraser. Oh, poor Brendan Fraser. Finally back on film. Was going to play the bad guy, Firefly. I feel more bad for Brendan Fraser than anybody else. Rebecca Front and, of course, Leslie Grace. We're huge fans of Batman. It was a brief moment, but we were honored to have been part of the DC Extended Universe, Batgirl for life. Okay, so here's the two things I want to talk about. One is this Michael Keaton thing. So part of the rumors going around is that Warner Brothers had really planned on using this Michael Keaton Batman as a major element of the DC universe, or film universe, going forward. So we knew that Michael Keaton as Batman, as the 89 Tim Burton Batman, was going to show up in Batgirl, The Flash, and Aquaman 2. And was setting the stage for some sort of universe where I don't know if he was going to continue to play this older Batman within the universe. Now those plans seem to have changed considerably because we just learned that Aquaman 2 is going through reshoots, which are going to have Ben Affleck as Batman. And where the assumption being made is that the Michael Keaton Batman scenes that were already filmed for Aquaman 2 are going to be replaced because they are again going to try and focus on this Ben Affleck Batman. So that's part of why Batgirl may have been canceled, is that there may have been so much Michael Keaton Batman as part of the film that they felt it didn't fit into the strategy moving forwards. That they're like, well, we can't show Michael Keaton as the future of Batman, and then we're not actually going to use him because we've changed our strategy. But then that brings into question the Flash movie, where, again, Michael Keaton Batman is supposed to be rumored to be a huge part of that movie as well. So are they going to shelve the Flash? Now, Batgirl being shelved. Again, we talk about this $70 million number. It's still incredible. But if they shelved The Flash, which is rumored to have a budget of $200, if not $300 million, that would be mind-blowing. Not only will it have never been seen in Hollywood, you will never see it again. You will never see a studio write off a $300 movie. But what are they going to do? Are they just trying to write around this Michael Keaton Batman? Also, they got to get rid of the Flash because what's his name? Ezra Miller is a psychopath. What are they trying to do? But then there's a part of me that also goes, maybe it's not really that well thought out. Maybe it has nothing to do with Michael Keaton. Maybe it has nothing to do with the actors. It might just be this David Zaslav guy going, I have a $3 billion deficit or whatever it is from buying this company. The more projects I cancel, the more I get to just write off and try to get that $3 billion figure down to zero. I think he's just writing stuff off like crazy because he's canceling Scooby-Doo. We're talking about HBO Max might go away. We're going to get into all that. The other thing I wanted to touch on was this idea, well, the film was far from finished. Okay. So that right there kind of tells me what's up because we know that there have been test screenings, and you don't really test screen a movie until it's pretty close to done. You want the movie to be 90-95% done so that the audience are reacting to a final movie. And the test audiences obviously said, well, we don't like it, or at least that's what's being claimed. So if the director's saying the film was far from finished, what that tells me is that it wasn't going to stop at the $70 million. I think they were saying, well, listen, the movie doesn't work with audiences right now. We need another $30 million for reshoots. We need to add things. We need to change things around. And I think that might be why it got canceled. Is that, again, maybe it's not anything to do with Michael Keaton being in it, or, it could be because maybe that's part of what they wanted to reshoot. But ultimately, I think these directors and Warner Brothers knew, listen, we got a stinker on our hands. The only way to maybe save it is to spend another $20-30 million on reshoots. And that's a risk because you could do, a bunch of reshoots and the movie still might suck. So that's that right there saying, the movie was far from finished. Well, it shouldn't be far from finished. It was supposed to come out back half of the year. It's supposed to come out in 2-3 months. You're telling me it's far from finished? It was supposed to come out this year. So it kind of sounds like these directors screwed up, made a shitty movie. They needed a lot of money for reshoots. And David Zaslav said, nope, cut it. It's done. It's over. That being said, if there is an even slightly finished movie, I'm still surprised. that they're not putting it on streaming or whatever. But again, according to these weird accounting rules, it might work out in the long run for their balance sheet. Last thing, as I said, David is just cutting everything. And probably the thing I'm most worried about him cutting is HBO Max. Now, I think I've said a couple times on my channel, HBO Max is clearly the best streaming service, hands down. It's got so much good stuff, good original content, HBO shows, Adult Swim shows. They got a new season of the Harley Quinn cartoon I got to watch. There's a lot of good stuff on there. David Laslav is supposedly wanting to shutter HBO Max and make it a wing of Discovery Plus. So that means you would no longer have an HBO Max account. You would have to sign up for Discovery Plus and go to the HBO tab. Well, here's why I don't like that. First of all, if they do that, they're going to lose a bunch of content. I don't think you can transfer everything that's on HBO Max to Discovery that easily. Maybe they could do it, but it kind of sounds like a lot of stuff's going to get left behind, and you're probably only going to see the marquee HBO shows over on Discovery Plus. But the biggest nightmare scenario, I mean, people are talking about, is Peacemaker even safe? Because somewhere, let's see if it has it on here, as Grace Randolph has tweeted and what I have seen reported as what David Zaslav wants to do is to get rid of the HBO Max scripted series. Again, that would include any scripted series like Peacemaker, the Harley Quinn cartoon, anything that is a HBO Max exclusive scripted show, and focus entirely on unscripted. And if you don't know what unscripted means, reality shows. David Zaslav, I mean, to his credit, I understand why, loves reality shows, because that's how Discovery makes all its money, okay? It costs nothing to film these things. You follow a guy around for a week flipping houses. He goes, oh, look at this house. I could put a wall in here, okay? You don't have to pay any writers. You pay one editor to edit the same episode. Basically, every episode of these shows is exactly the same. You ever watch Kitchen Nightmares? Every episode is exactly the same, okay? And it costs them nothing to make it, and it makes a ton of money because dumbasses just sit around. You know, dumbasses who go, I don't want a story. Stories are complicated. I just want to watch a guy flip houses. I don't know. I mean, I think stuff that is popular and making money like Peacemaker would be saved in somehow, well, I guess would transfer over. But the majority of HBO Plus scripted content would go by the wayside. This man, again, is the butcher. David Zaslav, who I just made sure to delete the tab showing him. David Zaslav is a butcher of a man. He only cares about the bottom line. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You want to say he's either a genius or a madman. Because is this going to work out in the short term for Discovery's balance sheet? Yeah. I'm sure that doing all these tax write-offs or whatever else is going to look very appealing to the shareholders. The question is, right now we're in the midst of the streaming wars. Everyone is trying to get as many users as possible for their platform. Are you going to have a better chance? Because let's be clear, at the end of the day, there's only going to be 2 or 3 streaming services left. Okay? Only some are going to survive. Netflix has been here since the beginning. I think they'll stick around. Disney's doing very good. But then you look at other streaming services like Peacock Plus. I don't think is going to stick around. Okay? So you want to be one of the big 3 who's going to stick around. Maybe big 5. Maybe we'll have 5 streaming services. Is this the play to be one of the big 5 streaming services? Is to get rid of all the exciting scripted content that gets people to sign up? Because it does get people to sign up. People signed up for HBO Max for Peacemaker. I signed up. You know, plenty of people have signed up for Disney Plus to watch all the Star Wars stuff they're doing. Is it smart to get rid of the scripted content, which is marquee content, that gets people signing up, and just say, well, this is a place where you can watch stupid reality shows whenever you want? I can't say yes or no. I don't have the answer. To me, it goes against the grain. It goes against what everybody else is doing. So again, maybe this guy's a genius. I don't know. Why don't you tell me in the comments what you guys think? Does it make sense for David Zaslav to be cutting everything, canceling Scooby-Doo, canceling Batman, in this focus on just let's make more reality shows? Is he a smart guy? Is this the path forward? I have so many people. There's so many people right now making videos and they go, well, he's just trying to stop woke DC Comics from. It has nothing to do with any of that. Okay, the man just wants to make whatever makes him money. Okay, so it's not a guy, this is not a political culture war thing. It's just a guy, he's an accountant, basically. He's a glorified accountant, he's crunching numbers. He says, if I cut these things, I make more money. But will it make him more money in the long run? Is this the right path for Warner Brothers? Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Check out my comic book at superkiller.org. We're almost about to hit 1,000 signups on the mailing list. Just give me your email address over on the... Give me your email. I need your email addresses for the mailing list. Very important. And we got more cool videos coming soon. I got to see this Batgirl movie. Somebody, if you're working at DC, please leak. If you're working at Warner Brothers, please leak the movie. I need to see how bad it is. Please do it for me. Thank you. And take care of yourself.